Welcome to today's video. In this series, we're going to explore 7 smart financial habits for seniors after retirement. Retirement is often seen as the golden chapter of life, a time when you finally get to enjoy the fruits of decades of hard work. But here's the reality: financial stability after retirement doesn't happen by accident. It requires planning, discipline, and most importantly, the right financial habits. In this video, we will dive deep into the very first habit and begin laying the foundation for a secure, stress-free retirement. Habit 1: creating and maintaining a realistic retirement budget. The very first financial habit that every senior must adopt after retirement is building a realistic, well-structured budget. Many people underestimate just how important this is. During your working years, you might have relied on a steady paycheck, salary increases, and even bonuses. But after retirement, income sources are often limited to pensions, savings, social security, investments, or rental incomes. This change makes budgeting absolutely essential. Why is budgeting crucial in retirement? Imagine starting your retirement journey with a fixed pool of money and no plan on how to use it. The risk is very high. You may overspend in the first few years, leaving less for the later years when healthcare costs and inflation could rise. A smart budget protects you from this trap. Budgeting is not about restricting yourself. It's about prioritizing what matters most and ensuring your lifestyle aligns with your income. Steps to create a retirement budget. List all sources of income. Start by writing down every reliable source of income you have. This could include pensions, social security, retirement accounts like 401k or IRAs, rental properties, dividends, or even part-time work. Once you have the full picture of your inflow, you'll know exactly how much you have to work with. Track essential expenses. Next, identify the non-negotiables. These are the expenses that keep your life stable and comfortable. Housing, utilities, groceries, insurance premiums, and healthcare. Always budget for these essentials first. Plan for healthcare costs. As we age, healthcare becomes one of the largest expenses in retirement. Even with Medicare or insurance, out-of-pocket costs can add up quickly. That's why setting aside a specific portion of your budget for medical needs is wise. Think of it as a separate category, not an afterthought. Set limits for discretionary spending. Retirement should be enjoyable. You've earned it. But whether it's traveling, dining out, or hobbies, these discretionary expenses must have limits. Decide how much you can comfortably spend each month without dipping into emergency savings. Account for inflation. Inflation is a silent drain on your wealth. Prices of everyday items and services gradually rise, and if your budget doesn't adjust for inflation, you might feel short on funds later. A good habit is to review your budget every year and adjust amounts accordingly. Practical example: the story of Mr. and Mrs. Allen. To understand this better, let's take a simple example. Mr. and Mrs. Allen retired at 65 with a combined income of $3,500 per month from Social Security and pensions. At first, they didn't track their expenses and enjoyed a lifestyle of frequent vacations, dining out 3 times a week, and spontaneous purchases. Within 5 years, they realized their savings had shrunk dramatically. Healthcare costs started climbing, and suddenly their once comfortable retirement turned stressful. After meeting a financial advisor, they restructured their budget. They categorized essentials, limited discretionary spending, and even found areas where they could cut unnecessary costs, like unused subscriptions and expensive memberships. Within a year, they were back on track. This story shows the importance of early budgeting as a daily habit, not just a one-time plan. Common mistakes seniors make without a budget: assuming income will always cover expenses without calculating, ignoring healthcare and emergency costs, spending aggressively in the first 5 to 10 years of retirement, not reviewing the budget annually to adapt to inflation and lifestyle changes. Tips to stay disciplined with your budget. Use budgeting apps or simple spreadsheets to track monthly expenses. Set up automatic bill payments to avoid late fees. Review statements regularly. Sometimes small expenses like streaming services or magazine subscriptions go unnoticed. Have a fun budget. Assign a specific amount every month for leisure. This way you can enjoy retirement without guilt or overspending. So, the very first smart financial habit after retirement is building a realistic retirement budget and sticking to it. It's not about cutting out the joy in life, it's about protecting your long-term financial freedom. In the next part of this series, we'll explore another crucial habit: managing debt and avoiding unnecessary financial risks in retirement. This step is essential for maintaining peace of mind and ensuring that your savings last for decades to come. Stay tuned because we're just getting started. Managing debt and avoiding unnecessary financial risks. This is a big one because, after retirement, your income is usually fixed. You don't want high-interest debt or risky investments draining the savings you worked for your entire life. Let's break this down step by step. Habit 2: managing debt and avoiding unnecessary financial risks. Many seniors enter retirement carrying debt: credit card balances, mortgages, car loans, or even personal loans. While debt can be manageable in working years thanks to a steady paycheck, in retirement it can feel like a heavy chain holding you back. Why is debt dangerous in retirement? Fixed income limitation with no salary increases or job bonuses. Every dollar counts. High-interest debt eats into your fixed monthly income. Psychological stress. Debt creates anxiety. Instead of enjoying your golden years, You may feel trapped by monthly payments. Emergency impact. If an unexpected medical expense arrives while you're still making loan payments, it can push you into a financial crisis. Steps to manage and eliminate debt after retirement. Prioritize high-interest debt first. If you're holding credit card debt, that should be the first to go. With interest rates often above 15%, these debts snowball quickly. Paying them off frees up money that can be redirected to savings or daily needs. Downsize large obligations. Consider whether you still need that large house with high property taxes, insurance, and maintenance costs. Downsizing to a smaller, more affordable home can eliminate mortgage debt and cut expenses dramatically. Consolidate loans when possible. Seniors can explore debt consolidation to simplify payments and reduce interest rates. A single, lower-interest loan may be easier to manage than juggling multiple balances. Avoid taking on new debt. This is one of the most important habits. Think carefully before making large purchases on credit. Ask yourself, do I really need this? Can I pay it off without hurting my retirement budget? Seek professional help if needed. If debt feels overwhelming, working with a financial advisor or credit counselor can provide solutions tailored to your situation. Real-life example. Mrs. Johnson's story. Mrs. Johnson retired at 67 but carried $20,000 in credit card debt. She ignored it at first, thinking her pension would cover the payments. Within 3 years, interest charges ballooned her debt to nearly $30,000. This forced her to dip into her retirement savings, reducing her nest egg. With guidance from a financial advisor, she consolidated her credit cards into one low-interest personal loan, cut back on discretionary spending, and downsized her home. Within 4 years, she became debt-free and her stress levels dropped dramatically. This story proves that tackling debt is not just about money, it's about peace of mind. Avoiding financial risks after retirement. Debt isn't the only danger. Seniors also face risks like fraud, risky investments, and overspending. Let's talk about how to protect yourself. Stay away from get-rich-quick schemes. Many retirees are targeted with high-risk investment opportunities that promise big returns. These often end in losses. Stick with safe, diversified investments. Be aware of scams. Seniors are prime targets for financial scams. Whether it's fake calls about bank accounts, online fraud, or deceptive insurance policies, vigilance is crucial. Always verify before sending money or sharing personal details. Don't gamble with retirement funds. While some risk is fine in investing, avoid aggressive stock trading or speculative assets. Protect your nest egg with conservative, stable options. Have an emergency fund. Set aside at least 6 to 12 months of expenses in a safe, accessible account. This way, you won't need to borrow or sell investments in case of an emergency. Practical tips for debt-free living. Use cash or debit cards instead of credit whenever possible. Review credit reports annually to check for errors or identity theft. Celebrate small wins. Every loan or card you pay off brings freedom. Teach yourself to say no to unnecessary purchases, especially if they strain your monthly budget. Common mistakes to avoid: using retirement savings to fund luxury purchases on credit. Borrowing money to give financial help to grown-up children without considering your own needs. Investing in unknown companies or schemes without research. Ignoring the rising interest costs of unpaid debt. So, habit 2 is all about staying debt-free and avoiding unnecessary risks. Remember, debt is like quicksand in retirement. It pulls you down faster than you realize. By paying off high-interest loans, avoiding new debt, and protecting yourself from scams or risky investments, you secure not only your finances but also your peace of mind. Don't want to miss it. So far, we've covered 2 essential habits: creating a realistic retirement budget and managing debt while avoiding unnecessary financial risks. Now, it's time to move forward with another critical habit: building a sustainable withdrawal strategy for your retirement savings. This habit ensures your money lasts for the rest of your life, while still allowing you to enjoy retirement without the fear of running out of funds too early. Habit 3. Building a sustainable withdrawal strategy. During your working years, your focus was always on saving and investing. But retirement flips the equation. You now need to carefully withdraw your money in a way that balances your income needs with the longevity of your savings. This is where a sustainable withdrawal strategy comes in. Why is withdrawal strategy important? Longevity risk. People are living longer than ever. Many retirees spend 20 to 30 years in retirement without a strategy. You risk depleting your funds too quickly. Inflation risk. Even modest inflation can cut your purchasing power in half over 20 years. Market fluctuations. If you withdraw too much during a market downturn, your portfolio may never recover. A sustainable withdrawal strategy protects against these risks while providing financial security. The 4% rule. A starting point. One popular approach is the 4% rule. This rule suggests withdrawing 4% of your retirement portfolio in the first year, and then adjusting that amount for inflation each year. For example, if you retire with $500,000, you would withdraw $20,000 in the first year. If inflation rises by 3% the following year, you would withdraw $20,600, and so on. This method isn't perfect for everyone, but it provides a safe benchmark to ensure your money can last 25 to 30 years. Other withdrawal strategies. Bucket strategy. Divide your savings into 3 buckets: short-term, cash or bonds for 1 to 3 years of expenses; Medium-term, balanced funds for 3 to 10 years of expenses. Long-term, stocks and growth investments for 10+ years. This ensures stability for immediate needs while still keeping part of your portfolio growing for the future. Income-focused strategy. Instead of withdrawing a fixed percentage, you rely mainly on income from dividends, interest, and rental properties. The principal remains largely untouched, giving you a cushion for emergencies. Dynamic spending strategy. In good years when investments grow, you can withdraw a bit more. In bad years, you tighten spending. This flexible method helps protect against market downturns. Practical example. Mr. and Mrs. Carter. Mr. and Mrs. Carter retired with $750,000 in savings. At first, they withdrew money without a strategy, sometimes $50,000 a year for vacations, sometimes more for gifts to family. Within just 8 years, their savings dropped dangerously. After meeting a financial planner, they adopted the bucket strategy. They set aside 2 years of living expenses in cash, invested midterm money in bonds, and left the rest in long-term growth investments. Now, their withdrawals are controlled, and their retirement funds are projected to last well into their 90s. Tips for building your own withdrawal strategy. Start with essentials. Cover basic expenses first using predictable income like pensions, Social Security, or annuities. Be flexible, adjust withdrawals if the market underperforms. Review annually. Recalculate every year to see if adjustments are needed. Don't forget taxes. Withdrawals from accounts like 401k or traditional IRAs are taxable. Factor this into your strategy. Common mistakes to avoid: withdrawing too much in the early years of retirement, ignoring inflation when planning withdrawals, depending only on investment growth without a safety net, forgetting healthcare and long-term care costs in your plan. So, habit 3 is all about creating a sustainable withdrawal strategy. By being disciplined and strategic about how you draw down your savings, you can stretch your retirement income for decades while enjoying peace of mind. In the next part of this series, we'll explore habit 4, diversifying income streams in retirement. This habit is all about creating financial security through multiple reliable income sources so you're never dependent on just one. Stay with us. Your retirement security depends on it. Now, let's move on to another powerful habit that can truly strengthen your financial independence. Diversifying income streams in retirement. Habit 4, diversifying income streams. One of the most important lessons in retirement planning is this: never rely on a single source of income. Putting all your eggs in one basket creates vulnerability. If that one income stream is disrupted, you may face financial hardship. That's why diversifying your income sources provides stability, security, and confidence in retirement. Why is diversification important? Protection against risk. If one income source decreases, others can fill the gap. Inflation shield. Some income sources grow with inflation, helping you maintain purchasing power. Peace of mind. Multiple streams of income reduce the fear of running out of money. Types of retirement income streams. Social Security or government pension. For most seniors, this is the backbone of retirement income. However, it should not be the only source. Employer pensions and retirement accounts. Accounts like 401k, IRA, or other pension funds are common. With proper management, they can provide steady income. Dividends and interest from investments. Stocks that pay dividends, bonds, and fixed deposits create predictable cash flow without touching the principal. Rental income. Owning rental properties can provide a steady monthly check. Even downsizing your home and renting out the extra property is an option. Part-time work or consulting. Many retirees choose to continue working part-time in a field they enjoy. This not only brings in money but also keeps them active and engaged. Annuities. An annuity can convert a lump sum into guaranteed lifelong income, much like a self-made pension. Online or passive income. In today's digital age, retirees can create passive income streams from writing, online businesses, or even selling crafts online. Example: Mr. and Mrs. Thompson. Mr. and Mrs. Thompson retired with Social Security and a modest pension. Instead of depending on these alone, they built additional income streams. They invested in dividend-paying stocks. They converted part of their savings into an annuity. Mrs. Thompson turned her lifelong love of gardening into a small online blog that generated advertising income. Together, these streams ensured they never felt the pressure of relying on just one check each month. Even when the stock market had a downturn, their pension, annuity, and blog income kept them afloat. Steps to build diversified income in retirement. Evaluate your current income sources. List all your sources and see how reliable each one is. Identify gaps. If you notice you are too dependent on just one source like Social Security, think about adding another. Leverage your skills. Consider turning hobbies, crafts, or professional expertise into small income opportunities. Balance safety with growth. Some income streams should be stable, like annuities, while others can grow over time, like dividends. Seek professional advice. A financial advisor can help you design an income strategy that suits your lifestyle and needs. Common mistakes seniors make without diversification. Relying only on pensions or Social Security. Ignoring inflation and the need for income growth. Over-investing in risky sources like stocks without balancing with safe options. Not exploring new opportunities for supplemental income. Tips to strengthen diversified income. Reinvest dividends to grow wealth until you need them. Keep a portion of investments liquid for emergencies. Consider downsizing your home and renting extra space for cash flow. Stay updated on government benefits, tax breaks, or senior discounts that act like indirect income. So, Habit 4 is all about diversifying your income streams. Relying on more than one income source ensures stability, protects you from unexpected risks, and allows you to live retirement with confidence.